Hi everyone, it's Cindy, and I'm here with part 3, decorating the altered book. This is at least the 5th time I've tried to do this video, so I have a lot of pages decorated since we finished these two. This one is just with a couple of newsprint type pages, and I just went with that. These are some advertising bits from Tim Holtz ephemera. These are just bits and pieces cut from the paper, or book page, or stamped on book page, and a paper doll. And so that's that. Then over here, these two pages were actually, no, they weren't. They weren't. Not the page I was thinking of. You'll see. This one, I just put a glassine bag, hit it with some vintage photo. This is a piece of collage paper from the travel collection. This is botanical, a little, yeah, that's a label, right? Inside I made a tag from a couple of pieces of book page from my glue book, and some bits and pieces from the scraps, and 2 bits of ephemera from the that I cut out, and tea-dyed paper for the back. Over here, just a natty little couple, and they're layered on some scraps. This is from Type. I think that's what it's called, Type or Typeset. I don't know. It's another pack of collage paper. This is German book paper with a stamp on it. And this is a bit of scrap with some game pieces that were also part of those pages that I cut up from the paper pad. And it's just ivory cardstock, and then I just distressed around the edges, so there's lots of room for writing. And next, this was a sort of random number page, and I had this other page that had these little cut hearts that all have numbers either in text or numerals. So I did that, and just stamped a couple of places with some number stamps that I have. Over here, this was this pretty ombre page, a butterfly that I cut out, and then a couple of Tim Holtz ephemera pieces. And here's the tag for that page, just some scraps put together, writing spaces, and the back is empty like the other ivory tag that I did. Over here, this page was already a writing page, so I just put a couple of little pieces of cutouts rather, just to zhuzh it up a little bit. This is a double pocket page, slant pocket, so I have a couple of daisies, excuse me, a couple of daisies here, some lace, and then down here just a couple of pieces of ephemera, because that's what we do. And then these are both Tim Holtz journaling cards, and I ended up having to put tea-dyed paper on the back of that one, but this one is plenty of room to write, so I didn't put anything on that one. And I like the idea that they were using that same print from Wallflower, I think. That's what that was from. And so, yeah. So here we are with this page. And I've already cut some papers to put on there. On this one, I think I'm going to use this as a pocket. And so I'm just going to put it, I think I'm going to center it there. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. But I also want to put something across the top of there to reinforce it just a little bit. And I think I know just what I want to use if I can lay my hands on it. There's that zigzag piece of paper. Or not, if I can find it. Dum, 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 dum. And I can't find it, it looks like. I know I used part of it, but I thought there was plenty of it left. Maybe not. Well, okay. Then I think maybe I would just put this across the top of it to reinforce it. It's just piece I cut off, but it will work just fine. Make it more obvious that it's not there. So, okay, that's what I'm going to do. Just use this to reinforce that. So, I'm trying to think what news I have. The new stove came yesterday, and it's turns out it's a smart stove. Didn't know we were getting one of those. That wasn't what we were looking for, and didn't pay attention to that part. So it took us quite some time to get that set up. You have to be pretty smart to set up a smart stove. In fact, my son came at just the right time to take over and get it all done right. So I doubt we'll ever use any of those functions. But yeah, there you have it. We have a smart stove. And so I couldn't tell where I put that piece. So it's good to know we have a good stove for a change. I don't think, yeah, my husband used it this morning, because I don't think either one of us has used it. It doesn't have like a high, medium, and low settings. It has high and low, and then a bunch of other settings in between, so he had to sort of guesstimate for a medium setting. I fried a couple of eggs this morning. We had bagel breakfast sandwiches with ham and egg and cheese in them. And so there's that. And then I just pulled, I think I like this tag with all the letters, just because, you know, and it's got writing space on the back, so that's easy. And then for over here, I'm just going to add this piece as is, and just call it a page. I'm not going to do anything else to it. Might come, if I come across something as we go on that I like there, I might do it, but otherwise, that I'm not going to worry about it. Couple of reasons. The book is starting to get pretty fat. We're not even halfway through. I did take the time yesterday when I was here thinking I was recording, and I cut out the last 12 pages to be glued in, so I have that ready to go. That I'll probably do this afternoon off camera. Well, not afternoon, it's only 10 o'clock, so I suppose it'll be yet this morning. So I'll get that done and put those in the book, and then we'll have a better idea how fat it's going to get. And so that was good to get that out of the way. And let's see what else is going on. Our health insurance gives incentives when you do like health maintenance things. So, you know, things like having your mammogram and your annual physical and colonoscopy if you do that, and that sort of thing. So we've gotten a series of Visa gift cards, and I'm accumulating them, and I think that's going to be a new vlogging camera for doing these videos. And I'm excited about that, because this one is a long ways from my deal. So, now here we are, and I don't have any plan whatsoever for this page. This, I've been cutting out little doily pieces from this. I used it in the collage bits. But I'm kind of liking those colors with that. I think I'll just at least get a strip of that going. Get as hard as I can. I really like those colors with that. And you know what else? I think I'm just going to glue these top and bottom and call that a belly band. Because I think one of these cards, yes indeedy. So let's do that. Guess we should hit it with some vintage photo first, huh? So yeah, so my son was here, as I said, and I asked him about cameras, because he's a photographer, and even though it's a different sort of camera than he would use, I know he knows more about cameras and what to look for than I do. And so I asked him to check into that for me, and he said, "Are you getting a new computer?" And I said, "I am, actually, soon." And he said, "Well, you need to make sure you get enough space, because I know that the video that you take with a vlogging camera is going to take up more space than the video you take with your point and shoot." Well, okay then. So he's on that task too. That's his job for me, is to determine just exactly what I need. And so, yeah, we put him in charge of that. That's the kind of stuff I have him do for me a lot. So, when he's in Colorado, I can still ask him to do those things. It doesn't bother me at all that he's not right here in town. We're still sort of reeling from that news that they're going to be going, but I think we'll be fine. Now, I'm just looking at these to try to choose one to go in there and complement it somehow if I can. That's sort of pinky. Think about that. So there's that. We have that going on, buying a new computer and a new vlogging camera, and what about that one with the posies? Yeah, definitely need to put some TDI paper on the back of there. No, long glue. So there's that. Really, I've only just started getting going on Christmas presents. I bought my grandson's presents, and then my daughter-in-law contacted me the other day, and when the boys were little, I made them advent calendars from a kit from Kaisercraft. It was a wooden frame with 24 boxes, and so you put the boxes together, and then you covered them however you wanted, and then you filled the center part with whatever you wanted to put in there. And I chose to put, I made polymer clay scenes. In one I put a Santa with the two boys, and in the other one I had a Christmas tree with the two boys peering around it. And so the boys still love them. Jared, the 12-year-old, or the 11-year-old, pardon me, asked his mom the other day if they were going to have the advent calendars, and she hadn't brought them back last year. Usually I give them to them at Thanksgiving, or their closest visit to Thanksgiving, and then they take them back with them and then use them all through Advent, and then at Christmas when they visit, they bring them back so that I can fill them again, because we fill each of the drawers with little bits of candy or money. Sometimes I find riddles that I think the boys will like, and I put them in there. Or when they were real little, I did little toys. Like, I know, one year we used Army Men, the little green plastic Army Men. They got a big kick out of that, because their dad was in the Army at the time. And then, yeah, I like that. Get that out of the way. Now, over here, what do we want to do? I think, just had an idea. Nice scraps. We didn't have to go, nope, didn't have to go down very far at all. I think I might cut out some of these letters and just stick them randomly on there, since that's an alphabetic page. Looks like I'll get 3 letters. The others aren't big enough, but that's okay. I could find that page in the paper pad and get more if I wanted to. So yeah, that's Amy contacted me the other day and said that they were going to do them, and what did I have in mind to put in? And she said she would take care of filling it, and I said, no, it's still my thing, even if you're the one putting the stuff physically in the drawers. So she found a Lego set that she thinks the boys will like that will go with the STEM-based Lego kit that we bought them a couple of years ago. And so it was only $11, so I bought that and had it shipped to her house, and she'll break it up and give him a few pieces every day and do something clever with the instructions at the end, which will drive Jared, the 12-year-old, crazy. Or, he's not quite 12, I keep saying that. He's 11. And he's a little bit OCD. But, yeah, so got that taken care of. Plus, we had already gotten their big gift. They're both heavily into Boy Scouts, and they needed camping hammocks. So we have those ready to wrap and give over to them. And so we got those, and I don't know what I'm doing for my kids. We had all agreed to stop buying for one another a couple of years ago, but it just doesn't feel right. I imagine we'll do something. So, let's see. I'm going to poke through here and cut out the center of these beads. So, and then I always do something for my sisters, and don't have a clue about that. And my nephew Ron, always get him a little something. He doesn't have anything like he's not into anything in particular anymore. We used to buy him all kinds of toys and games and stuff that we thought he would like. He doesn't enjoy playing most games. He likes to watch others play his games. But how many of those do you need to buy a boy? A man, I should say, but we call him a boy. But his favorite thing to get is some kind of food. Several years ago, we bought him an unopened case of Frito-Lay treats. His mouth just dropped open. He was so excited. And lots of people buy him 2-liter bottles of soda or a 12-pack or whatever. He gets lots of soda, which then my sister hides, because otherwise he'll want it all the time. And she just hides it and says it's going to be for his lunches, and he's okay with that. But he doesn't go. He's always gone to a sheltered workshop every day, and since Corona, they've shut it down, and they sent out a notice a while back, then it's not going to reopen for people in Ronnie's category. Ronnie's considered trainable, not teachable, and which is kind of crazy, but you know, they have their classifications, and so he just goes, and they would take him to the mall or out to eat or to deliver Meals on Wheels, things like that. And but now that program is no more, so my sister's looking into some other alternatives, because he really does miss going out. So, if he were considered teachable, they're still going to run the program where they bring in piecework from small businesses or whatever, and the clients do that. But they tried him at that position when he was first in the program. He would get up and walk around and distract other clients, so I didn't trim that very well. So they moved him into the other part, and so he calls it going to work every day. recall that. Well, there's another part I didn't trim off very well. I didn't do very well, guys. Trimmed off. So, anyway, we always get him a little something. Sometimes I get inspired and find something just right, and he gets all excited. And sometimes, you know, last year I got him a really cool shirt. It said, yes, I do have an extra chromosome. I am that awesome. He loves it. I'm sure he didn't get it. He just likes shirts that say something that other people react to. So, yeah, he loves wearing that. So, let's just throw them on there like they're not supposed to spell anything. But they're not. As you can see where I am working up here, but I just got a big hunk of glue that got torn off by the edge of the paper, and it was on my glue paper. And I scooped it up and just stuck it on there, smoothed it on with my fingers. So if you wondered what that was, that's what it was. Okay, now we need to work on a tag from that pocket. I like to do them as I go along because there's so many, and I don't want to end up at the end of the book and have to make an internal amount of tags. So don't want to go in there. So I need to trim it before I start. Nope, it's going right in there. Okay, now I think I want to use some of my collage paper. My son printed it for me, and I think it looks pretty good. So I think I'm just going to glue this right onto that. So that's what we'll do. Let you look at that while I glue back here where you can't see. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. It's more muted a little bit, I think, which I actually like, because I thought some of my colors were a little strong for a collage background. So that's good.